Welcome back to the Bernard Lee Poker Show. We are talking with David Adambomb Hendrix, who won event number 4 at the recent Pearl River Poker Open, which was held at the Pearl River Resort in Mississippi. Correct to say that this is primarily where you play, right? This is kind of like your home casino?
Yes, I love it. They always treat me like family down there, and I would definitely recommend it to be a stop if you're a poker player, or if you just like to gamble. It's a nice place. Also, if you're in the South, to definitely check out the Beau Rivage. It's probably the best casino and hidden gem in Mississippi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Beau Rivage is just gorgeous. I played in a couple of WPT events there, and I've written about the column in a column years ago in Card Player, writing about the hidden gem casinos, and that was definitely one of them, kind of based on the Bellagio. The picture, actually, if people are watching on YouTube, I know people who are listening on the radio can't see it, but there's you have a background, and this is the winning picture of when you won your event at
Philadelphia.
the Pearl River Poker Open
In Philadelphia, yes, sir.
And so let's talk a little bit about.
Let's talk about the picture for a second.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
If the people that's watching, the man in the oranges t-shirt, kind of with the beard, that's Cody Stanford. He won the 2018 $1 million heater at the Beau Rivage, and he's on Hendon Mob. That happens to be my best friend in the world. We met during the 8th grade, and he actually played in, if not all of the home games that I played in, most of them, if not all of them. And me and him are like brothers. And the dude that's standing to the far, I think it would be the right in your picture, the black t-shirt, Walker Miskelly, he also won in 2019 at the Pearl River Poker Open. He won the main event. And the dude in the orange shirt that's standing beside the dude in the black shirt is Gavin, and he is the one that proposed the 4-way chop.
Very nice. Very nice. And we'll talk a little bit about that specifics as well. Did you play in a lot of the events at the tournament series, or was it just this one?
Believe it or not, I got there on a Sunday. It started on a Thursday. So I started grinding on that Sunday, and I won 2 satellites before it even started. Yep. And so I had stayed exactly 2 weeks and 1 day before I got out of that casino. So I was definitely ready to come home. I bruised my elbow up pretty bad. If anybody doesn't know by now, I do lean on it a lot because of the disability, and I'm trying to recuperate and heal, but I will be back.
So talk a little bit about this. Because of your muscle, because of your disability and your muscles kind of are not strong, you have to literally lean on your left elbow to kind of prop yourself up. Is that correct?
Yes,
it's your right elbow, right?
My right elbow. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually see my hand is kind of weak at the moment because we played over 15 hours that day. And for anybody that says poker is not a sport, they should try to play every day for 2 weeks. In these tournaments, it's, even for a healthy person, if it's not physically challenging, it's mentally challenging.
Sure, absolutely. And so when you won the event, was it at the beginning of the 2 weeks or at the end of the 2 weeks?
It was right smack dab in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So okay. It was on a Wednesday, and I actually entered late because I was tired. My elbow it took a lot of damage, and I had stayed up on it every day. I played in every tournament that they had throughout the whole series, and I registered late. I was probably one of the last ones to get in, and then I sit down and I won it. I mean, that's what I was there for.
And when we talk about leaning on this isn't just for people to understand that you're not just leaning on it and getting bruised. This
No,
is
this
like
is
after a while it
it,
starts bleeding, right?
oh, it's bleeding right now. I mean, I have a patch.
Unbelievable.
I have a patch on it right now, and then I have over the patch. I have a what they call a elbow pad. It's like one of those pads that the professional wrestlers wear, and
Right.
then I wear it on top of the patch, and I have antibiotics on it, and I mean, it's right now. It's in the process of healing, and when I do these trips, sometimes it takes up to a month for me to get the elbow back to 100%.
We gotta figure out like a some kind of pillow or something like that we can put under there, like a
I mean,
Tempur-Pedic thing or something like that, right?
what it is it's the deterioration of the muscles
Yeah.
has made it to where my body is just dead weight, and I have a big head. On the felt and off the felt, I have
Yeah.
a big head, and that dead weight. I mean, it's just on my elbow, and my upper body's landing on it too. So it's between 15 to 20 pounds of pure pressure all day long.
Right, right. So talk a little bit about how the tournaments were going prior to this. Did you play in any events before this is event number 4? Did you play in a few events before it?
I did, and I actually met a lot of great people,
Yep.
and I enjoyed myself in every event and every tournament. I actually ran deep past level 9 in every tournament I played in, so I was proud of myself about that. And the people that I met along the way, I met people from Turkey. I met a Turkish lady. I mean, all over the world. Poker is a sport that you can play. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter what it is. If you sit down and you put the time and effort in it, you can play with anybody.
So you had played in some of the events leading up to. How did you feel good about your game going into this?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you the story about the Facebook post that Chad Holloway wrote in pokernews.com. Um, so the day before the event started on the 18th, and can be fact checked on my Facebook. You know how Facebook shares the memories. And I had a memory from 11 years ago that said, do you remember getting the tattoo of the ace of your arm? And I have an ace of hearts tattooed on my left wrist, and I have the suits, the diamond, heart, spade, and club on my knuckles. But back to the ace, whenever I saw that image on Facebook, I said, this is it. This is my time. I feel it in my bones. I'm going to go and I'm going to grind. I'm going to do my absolute best, and I'm going to come home with a trophy. And I told my grandmother, I said, I'm 100% sure I'm going to win one of these events. And halfway through the event, I did just what I said I was going to do. And it felt phenomenal, man. It felt great.
So talk a little bit about before we get into the actual tournament and kind of the chop and the proposed chop, but why the ace of spades that you got that tattooed on your inner arm?
The ace of hearts, not the
Ace
ace
of
of
hearts.
spades.
Yeah, sorry, ace of
Yeah,
hearts. That's right.
it's fine.
Yep.
It's fine. It's actually, this goes back to anybody that's watching the YouTube video. In the picture, the big guy with the beard, Cody Stanford, has the ace of spades on his right arm, and I was the first one to get the tattoo at 18. I got the ace of hearts on my left arm, and that was like me and him saying we're brothers for the rest of our life, no matter what happens. And I got the ace of hearts because I believe in the zodiac signs and all that. And I have two scorpions tattooed on my neck. And it says that Scorpios are lovers, not fighters. And that's why I chose the Ace of Hearts instead of the Ace of Spades.
So this hand actually, when you got, so you're playing through the event, make the money. That must have been just in and of itself exciting, right? At that point, right?
When we broke the bubble, we was able to relax. It felt like, I mean, you've been there. You've been there. You know what it feels like once you're past the bubble. It's like game time.
Right.
I mean, it's when you really have to pump it up and play.
Right. And so you get through the bubble, you're getting down further and further and further, and then you make the final table. This must have been some excitement right now. Now it's getting real fun, right?
Well, this is a little secret about me. I'm going to drop another atom bomb for the community. I have a canister that I always carry my drink in, and it's just tall enough for me to reach the straw because, I can't hold it up to my mouth like most people. So I have to have this little special canister. And then nobody ever knows what's in it. And they're always saying, David, what do you have in there? Well, I'm drinking Red Bull most of the time. Most of the time, I got it jammed packed with Red Bull.
Yeah.
And whenever I was, it was about midnight whenever we made the final table. And man, I had done drank, I bet 6 Red Bulls. So my heart was pounding, man.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the nickname Atom Bomb. Why, have people nickname that to you? What is kind of like your sayings and all that?
Okay, so when I was in Tunica, it's a run good tournament. The owner of it is Tina, and he's a very nice guy. And one of his ambassadors.
We know him very well, as I'm one of their sponsor pros, and so
Well, that's
very
even
well.
better. It's like we're one big family, man.
That's right.
And he's a genuinely nice person. And I was at his event, and I had done cashed. I finished 6th place, and this was in 19. And Preston McEwen, I don't know if you know Preston or not.
No, Preston, yeah.
Yep. And we were sitting at a cash table, 1-3, no limit, and he got really plastered. And I did too. I'm not gonna lie. I took a couple shots myself. But what we was doing was, it was late that night. We both then got knocked out the tournament. So we're sitting there, we're drinking a little bit, and he's drinking a little bit more than me, of course. And he says, dude, you're making these outrageous bets. You're dropping them like atom bombs. And it pinged in my head. I was like, atom bomb. Man, I love that saying. And then I started saying, I'm about to drop an atom bomb on your ass. And when I did, dropping bombs at the table, that's got my bad boy persona. That's what I stuck with, and I love it. I mean, that's David awesome. Atom Bomb Hendrix. It's like this. It's my alter ego. When I'm at the table, I'm Atom Bomb. When I'm off the table, I'm David Hendrix.
Right. I love it. With regards to making that final table, when you were down to 8 players, that Ace of Hearts actually came into play very nicely, right?
Yes, it did. I was sitting at the final table, and we had just got the table. You know how they break the tables?
Yeah.
We had just got sit down, and the dude that was short stat at the table, I can't remember his name, but he played in a bunch of tournaments while I was down there, and he was short stat. So the hand comes up, I look down, I have ace-3 of hearts, and that's not a very good hand to play whenever you're at the final table, unless you're in the right spot, you know the player and all that. But he was short stat with 108,000 chips, and somewhere in that range. And I had around 280, somewhere in that range. And I thought for a minute. I said, what do I do? He just shoved on me, and I had position. So I thought about it and I said, man, I posted the article on Facebook that I was going to go down there and win. And I look at my tattoo and I say, you're not supposed to call this hand, but you're going to win with it. And I did. And the ace fell on the flop. And that was all she wrote for him. I knocked him out.
That's
I was
awesome.
dropping bombs at the table.
Right. Well, I mean, you ended up being ahead, right? Because he only
Yes,
had King
yes,
Jack, so it was he ended
yes.
up being ahead. It worked out perfectly. You guys got down to 4 players, and you guys battled it out for a long time, and kind of the chip lead went back and forth. But somebody proposed a 4-way chop, right? And a lot of it was directed specifically at you. Talk a little bit about that and what it meant to you.
All right. Well, we had been playing forever at this point. What felt like forever. And there was a lady named Ruth, and there was a man named Gavin, and there was another David at the table. I think his last name was David Champion. And Gavin was the chip leader. He was way, way past all of us in chips. But you know, poker, anything's possible. And I had done said going into the final table, the only thing I care about is the trophy. The money is nice, but I want that trophy. So Gavin knew me outside of the final table. We had been friends for a little while before this happened. And he said, I'm going to make this proposal one time. And he made the proposal for the 4-way chop. And everybody had to take a little cut off of their money because he was the chip leader, of course. And Ruth and David had to think about it for a moment. I looked at Gavin and said, Gavin, you know I want the trophy. And Gavin looked at me and said, you're going to get that trophy one way or other. And I just sit there in silence while Miss Ruth and Mr. David thought about the chop. It took about 10 minutes. And when Miss Ruth was the last one to make the decision, and when she said yes, everyone in the room got emotional. Gavin started to cry. I almost cried. It took everything I had to hold it back. But it was my moment. I mean, you know how it feels.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. And obviously, you have the trophy now. What does it mean to you? And what a great gesture from Gavin.
Yes, I got to give Gavin the props and the shout out. He's a phenomenal player. Um, Hold on just a second, and I will show you guys the trophy. Cody, can you put that in the frame? Hold on just a minute. I'm gonna try to get it in the frame. Right in front of my face there. Can you see it? Everybody on Facebook? I mean, everybody on YouTube?
It's not that great because of the background that you can see it.
Got you, got
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
All
that's
right,
fine.
Cody, you move it now. Anyways, the next time I'm gonna have a better background and everything, but it was phenomenal. I'm still happy. I'm still got that adrenaline rush, and talking about it with you made it even better, Bernard.
Well, I mean, I think that it's fantastic. The story, the win. What a great way for you to kind of have this story. What's kind of the future right now? We're talking with David Adambaum Hendrix, talking about his win at the Pearl River Poker Open. Are you looking at, the World Series was just announced. It's going to be pretty much end of September through November, most of October, throughout all of October and a good portion of November. Is this something that you're looking at doing? Are you looking at going to more run good events? What's kind of the future for the next several tournaments?
Well, me and Preston talked about a lot of that, a lot about the future. We stayed up to 5 a.m. the first Friday night that we was there, which I think was, it started on the 18th. It'd be the 20th of March. We talked about it till 5 a.m. And I told him, I said, I really want to brand my name Adam Bomb. I want it to be something going forward that people call me by on the table. And that's kind of like I said, my alter ego, my persona. And also, I told him, I said, I would enjoy being an ambassador like he is for the Run Good events. And I know he's mentioned it to Tina, and I don't know what Tina's doing right now, or I don't know how Tina's doing right now, but I would love to be introduced as David Adam Bomb Hendrix if he does come back to the South and does an event. And he also, Preston, also said he thought, this is his opinion, and I thought it wasn't a bad idea myself. Do you know a dude named Brett Harrington?
Mhm.
Um, he thought that I would be good to talk alongside Brett Harrington and be like a commentator. And I respect the late great Mike Saxton, and me and you talked about that earlier. And I thought about maybe doing some commentary because I can't do a lot of physical things, but I can talk. That I can do. And I know poker. I know it inside and out. And another thing is when I was in Philadelphia, which was the Pearl River Resort, I was offered a trip to Vegas for absolutely free. Somebody wanted to back me and stake me. So I'm excited about that as well. I have a lot to look forward to.
That's fantastic. Well, it looks like it's going to be a great 2021 for you. What exactly, you weren't vaccinated, right? And so obviously for you to catch COVID would be a horrible, horrible thing right now. No
Right.
fear, was there, obviously everyone was wearing masks, etc. Were you concerned about that at all? Going out because
Well,
obviously,
I've been sick my whole life. And if I could say something to someone that is sick, that is afraid of getting sick, um, don't live your life afraid because they've been telling me since I was 2 years old that I wasn't going to make it. You're not going to make it. I've been told I'm not going to make it by a doctor, which is his profession, more times than I can count. And to get real personal, but every time I have pneumonia, they have to do a procedure called a bronchoscopy. And that's when they sedate you, put you to sleep. They go down inside your lungs because I don't have the physical capabilities of coughing up pneumonia. So they have to go down in there with tubing and cameras. And I have scars. But yes, I have scars on the inside of my lungs. And I've recovered from it. Like I said earlier, I've been vented 3 times on a ventilator and I've recovered from it. And the only thing that I would like to say to wrap everything up to the listeners is don't be afraid to live because they've been telling me for a long time, you're not going to make it. But I'm still here and I'm living proof that don't take today for granted, that you might not get tomorrow. And that goes for everybody, not just me. And I want to thank everyone that's listening to the Bernard Lee Poker Show. And I hope my buddy has me back on here as a guest sometime.
we'll have you on in your next win. That'll be easy. And I also want to preface that, yes, definitely live your life, but everyone be safe with regards to COVID. This is not a scenario that we can
Definitely,
relax on. This is
definitely,
although the
definitely.
vaccine is out, there are
You
cases that
still
are
need to be
increasing.
safe. You
Yeah,
still
so we
need to be
definitely want
safe.
to.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
David, we really, really thank you for coming on the show. Great story. Love to hear it. These are the stories that kind of lift us in the world of poker and in this unfortunate year that we've been going through the pandemic. So, thanks for joining us
I'm
here on the
trying to
Bernard.
give poker a shock, a shock to the heart to revitalize it.
Sounds perfect. Thanks for joining us, my friend.
You no problem. Thank you.
David Hendrix here on the Bernard Lee Poker Show. Absolutely enjoyed having him on, and stay tuned next week as we continue. And we're rolling to next month, the 14th anniversary of the Bernard Lee Poker Show. And as always, may you always go in with the best hand, and may you never get unlucky. Good night, everybody.